It's a good bounce back win for us today. I thought we started the game with the right tone on the defensive end, and so that was that was by design.
Number 22. 2 digits. 1 decision. And inside Team USA, it changed everything. When USA Basketball assigned number 22 to Caitlin Clark, they didn't just hand out a jersey. They redrew the power structure of American women's basketball. This wasn't about preference. This wasn't about coincidence. And it definitely wasn't random. Because in a locker room built on seniority, on Olympic gold medals, on veterans who waited years to earn their number, the program just handed the most recognizable jersey in women's basketball to a second-year player. And according to multiple reports and public confirmations, there was no negotiation, no vote, no hierarchy protection. Just a message: the future has arrived. And not everyone inside that room is celebrating. To understand why number 22 matters, you have to go back to the moment the fracture began. June 2024. USA Basketball announces its roster for the Paris Olympics. And one name is missing. Caitlin Clark. Officials cited experience, team chemistry, physicality of international play. On the surface? Reasonable. But the backlash was immediate. Sports talk exploded. Social media fractured. And fans questioned whether the most watched player in women's basketball history had just been told to wait her turn. Meanwhile in Paris, Team USA won gold. But viewership discussions told a more complicated story. Back home, Clark was selling out arenas across the WNBA, driving record television ratings, forcing games into larger venues. The contrast became impossible to ignore. One program had medals. The other had momentum. And in professional sports, momentum eventually forces decisions. Here's what most surface-level coverage missed. Number 22 is not just her favorite number. It is her brand identity. At University of Iowa, Clark wore number 22 while becoming the NCAA's all-time leading scorer. That number became synonymous with logo threes, deep-range shooting, and record-breaking attendance. Then came one of the largest endorsement deals in women's sports history with Nike. When global corporations build marketing ecosystems around an athlete, they don't separate the number from the identity. In branding terms, number 22 is intellectual property. Putting Clark on the international stage in a different number would dilute brand continuity. And at the Olympic level, visibility equals revenue. This wasn't about ego. This was about alignment. And USA Basketball aligned. Now comes the uncomfortable part. Team USA's locker room isn't inexperienced. It includes multiple-time Olympic gold medalists. Players who built this program long before record TV contracts. Veterans who earned their numbers through years of international grind. And in programs like this, numbers traditionally follow tenure. So when number 22 went directly to Clark, that wasn't neutral. It was symbolic. Some critics within media circles have publicly questioned the pace of Clark's ascent. Others have defended the veterans, arguing that international basketball is different. The tension hasn't always been loud, but it's been visible. Hard fouls, subtle quotes, measured commentary. Transitions in sports are rarely graceful. Strip away politics. Look strictly at basketball. Clark led her team in assists as a rookie. Stretched defenses to the logo. Forces traps 30 feet from the rim. Now imagine her running point alongside Aya Wilson, arguably the most dominant interior force in the world. And Breanna Stewart, one of the most versatile forwards in modern basketball. Clark's range bends defensive geometry. Wilson punishes collapsed paint. Stewart exploits weak-side rotations. From a strategic standpoint, it's devastating. This isn't charity. This isn't marketing. It's matchup nightmare math. Basketball history has seen this before. When the league transitioned from Magic and Bird to Michael Jordan, it wasn't smooth. It wasn't universally embraced. But it was inevitable. We are witnessing a similar generational pivot in the women's game. Veteran dominance meeting cultural acceleration. And the jersey becomes the flag planted in the ground. The 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles will be the most commercially significant moment in women's basketball history. Home soil. Primetime coverage. Corporate investment at record levels. USA Basketball isn't building for nostalgia. They're building for that stage. And Clark has consistently demonstrated something critics can't quantify. The bigger the moment, the sharper her performance. From high school state tournaments, to NCAA Final Fours, to record-breaking rookie television ratings. Pressure has never reduced her impact. It amplifies it. What makes this story extraordinary isn't just the jersey. It's the reversal. 12 months ago. Is she ready? Is she overhyped? Should she wait? Now? Number 22 is the symbol of Team USA's future. Institutional shifts like this don't happen accidentally. They happen when the data changes, when revenue changes, when audience behavior changes, and the numbers change. Here's the question that remains. Are the veterans on board? Publicly, professionalism. Privately, competition never sleeps. And in elite environments, roles are everything. When roles change, dynamics change. The program has chosen its direction. The veterans now decide how they respond. Number 22 didn't just transfer from Iowa to Team USA. It carried a message. The future isn't waiting anymore. The hierarchy has shifted. And for better or worse, it won't shift back. Betting against Caitlin Clark has rarely aged well. And USA Basketball just made its bet. Number 22. 2 digits. 1 decision. And inside Team USA, it changed everything. When USA Basketball assigned number 22 to Caitlin Clark, they didn't just hand out a jersey. They redrew the power structure of American women's basketball. This wasn't about preference. This wasn't about coincidence. And it definitely wasn't random. Because in a locker room built on seniority, on Olympic gold medals, on veterans who waited years to earn their number, the program just handed the most recognizable jersey in women's basketball to a second-year player. And according to multiple reports and public confirmations, there was no negotiation, no vote, no hierarchy protection. Just a message: the future has arrived. And not everyone inside that room is celebrating.